let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go. Six. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered, and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up and let's go.
Off and rolling on a Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in. The Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you sitting with us this morning. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, on the Rush Radio Android app or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and, of course, start leaving your comments in the comment section. And you can follow us on our other social media channels. He's dancing away. It's the one, it's the only Ross Peterson. What's going on there, buddy?
Not a lot, man. Wednesday.
Hump day. That never gets old, by the way. That for some reason that never gets old. What commercial was that?
Geico.
Okay.
Yeah, was that before they had the gecko, or did they get rid of the gecko for a minute? Because I've had that stupid ass gecko for a long time.
Yeah, but it must work because they have kept him around a long time. Now they move him in different situations, make it a little bit more comical. I'm trying to think.
Stupid.
Okay, what's more annoying? What is more annoying?
Okay.
The
right,
Geico commercials?
Yeah.
Or the Northwestern Mutual with the Limu?
I don't mind Limu Emu and Doug. I don't mind that one. I also don't mind Mayhem. Is that Progressive?
No, that's Allstate.
Is that Allstate? They've got Mayhem. What about what happened? I thought Allstate had the black guy that had the voice.
Well, and they kind of moved him out.
Okay.
That used to be him.
Dumb. He's great.
It's funny that you bring this up because about 2 or 3 weeks ago on CBS Sunday Morning, because my wife makes me watch CBS Sunday Morning.
My buddy Ed sends us a picture every Sunday. I get a photo of Ed watching CBS Sunday Morning. It's all right.
So they actually had the pitch people on there, and it was Flo from Progressive. It was the guy who does Mayhem from Allstate, and it was the heavier set girl that does the dancing in the Jardians commercial.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Was it Jardians?
I think it's Jardians, and she's an actress, obviously.
Click off my story about grandpas drugging their own kids. Jardians?
I think it's called Jardians.
Or Jardians with a C?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But she's probably, these three are probably the most recognizable pitch people right now. Flo from Progressive is pretty recognizable.
I'm watching the Jardians thing right now. I've never seen that commercial in my life. And they put that lady on CBS Sunday Morning with Flo. I feel like they're elevating the status of Jardians lady quite a bit here.
I would agree with you.
This feels like they're putting a minor leaguer in with some Hall of Famers.
And I think they did it because she gets a lot of hate because she's a bigger gal and she dances and
she looks like most of America.
That's what I think too. But the guy from the guy who plays Mayhem, who's funny, he was a regular actor. If you watch a lot of Law and Order SUV, which I tend to do, he used to be on that. But he's like now, if he goes for reads, he can't get a job because he's known as Mayhem. He's so attached to Allstate commercial.
Makes sense. That was what Jason Alexander used to talk about. That Jason Alexander was like not a funny actor. He wasn't a comedian. He was a serious actor. And then after that, he couldn't get normal role. He couldn't get the roles he wanted because he'd been kind of typecast as Jerry. Coach Herson wants to know about the AT&T girl with the
with the big boobs.
Well,
she wasn't part of this, and she just started it's called like philanthropy. It's kind of like it's not like it's an OnlyFans page, but not on OnlyFans.
That's amazing what you just did to my brain. That was amazing. Because you said She just started and I swore you were going to say OnlyFans. So my brain went gutter, right? And then you're like, philanthropy thing. I'm like, oh, God, look at what they're doing. It's like an OnlyFans.
But what she's doing is she's like, I'm giving people what they want in herself in risque clothes, but the money earned goes to help good causes. So
we were talking at this lunch the other day. Apparently there is this like Christian OnlyFans girl who has made like bajillions of dollars and doesn't show any nudity. And Charter pulled the article up yesterday. He was like, have you guys heard about this girl? And we had this conversation about that whole concept of like, in my mind, she's still selling sex. Even if you're not doing nudity, like to say you are a Christian OnlyFans creator, that, you know, I only show the round part of my boob, not the areola. Right.
Well, you know, OnlyFans gets a bad rap. Let's be honest.
Here we go.
OnlyFans gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
Not that I know this firsthand, even though I do have an account because Ross made me get one. It is because you can do anything you want on OnlyFans. It is tied to nudity. It's tied to sex. But you can go on there and do fitness classes. You can use that platform for whatever you want to make money off of. Now, I would say the majority of what's on there is titillating.
You read Playboy for the articles.
100%. I waited every year for the Playboy top 25 to come out. I mean, Playboy used to have like the authoritative college football poll. At least in my mind, it did.
I had a fun memory the other day. Did I tell you this one?
No.
Oh, man. My buddy calls me and he's like, hey, come on over to the house. We're going to watch some football. Sends me his address. I'd been to his house before, but I'd been there one other time. I didn't connect the dots until I'm pulling in the other day and I'm like, my buddy used to live here. When I was growing up, I had a friend that lived in this house. I won't say his name because of the story I'm going to tell, but I remember it. I'm like, I think this is the house. It's the neighborhood. It's got the layout. You know, like when you're 8, 9, 10, you know, your memory is fuzzy, right?
Now, is this a good memory or a bad memory?
Oh, you're going to love this memory.
Okay.
So I get down in the basement and I'm like, dude, did this house used to belong to so-and-so? And my buddy goes, dude, it's funny you'd say that. One of our other friends was here the other day and said, hey, our friend grew up in this house. I'm like, no way. This is the house? He says, yeah. I said, right behind that door right there, that's where I saw my first Playboy. He's like, no way. I go, I swear to God. My buddy's dad had a stack of them when we were kids. He had they were stacked up right inside that door in your basement. And I can remember being like 9 years old and my buddy being like, hey, you want to see something?
You want to see some boobies?
Have you ever seen boobs before? I was like, the canon moment in your basement right there. Surreal.
Playboy was fine, but you grew up when you got the Hustler. When Larry Flint came into your life, that's when things changed.
That's when things changed.
You're like, oh, one is art. One is just completely off the wall.
That's when you learned the word smut. You didn't have to hear it. You didn't have to hear the word, but you knew there was a difference.
Oh, yeah. You went, oh.
Yeah,
oh.
Right.
You knew what the word spread eagle really meant. Penthouse was like right in between.
See, I guess I didn't. You're gonna have to be the authority on this. I would have just thought that it was just like, Hustler.
No, Penthouse was a cross between Hustler and Playboy. Hustler was like, holy cow. Playboy was like, Da Vinci drawing the Mona Lisa. Penthouse had the Forum. The Penthouse Forum was,
wait,
where
was that the Deer Penthouse?
basically
That's what that
yes,
was. Yeah,
they would tell short
dude.
stories. Yeah, they would pass them off as something that happened as real. But you look back and you go, God, as you're reading, you're like, man, this lucky guy.
There have been stories about guys that came out that were the writers of those men and women that basically were the writers.
Yeah, they were more graphic Harlequin novel short stories,
and probably truth probably led to more perversions and kinks.
Yes,
and yep.
No, I never acted on those.
I'm sure you never did.
I was fascinated by the stories.
Mm-hmm.
But now we just have the internet. We don't have to wait for a magazine. We don't have to go into, the gas station and get the covered up foiled magazines.
Dude, there's a song going through my head, but Charlie, Dear Penthouse, I wouldn't believe it if it didn't happen to me.
That's the Forum.
Wow. Well, there we go. We just got those off the list. That's off
How did you get to your buddy's house? Did you get there by Google Maps?
No. He told me where, you know what I mean? It was one of those deals of like I knew, again, I don't remember the first time I went there. I think the first time I went there, it was at night, and that's why it didn't click with me. I think, but I went there a second time and then talked to another. It was like, it all kind of was a slow burn for me. And then as I turned the corner the other day, I turned the corner. I'm like, dude, right there. Right there is where that happened. I remember where I was.
And how old were you? Like 9, 10 years old?
Yeah, I'm thinking around that age, something like that, right? That would seem right. Maybe a little older. It would seem like that 4th, 5th grade.
Do you remember who your first centerfold was that you saw inside that house?
Sorry, moms. Sorry to all the moms out there that are like, no, not my little innocent boy. Yeah.
It happens. It happens.
Do I remember my first center? No, I don't think so.
But I remember
there are a few that stand out, but it's all the weird. It's like the LaToya Jackson. You know what I mean? I remember when that was a big deal.
Did she have a snake wrapped around her? Didn't she have
no
a snake?
I honestly don't even remember I just remember that being a thing, like a story.
Because Hugh Hefner had that way of getting like famous people to pose nude. That's what separated Playboy. You would get like famous actresses, famous people to be part of Playboy. Penthouse never had that. Hustler never had that. Hustler had your strippers from Big Earl's.
I just did famous people in Playboy. Holy cow.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Wow, I had no idea. Dude, there's like supermodels.
100%.
And they were naked? Like Cindy Crawford is naked in Playboy?
I believe so, yeah.
Jane Mansfield?
Joan Collins? I remember Joan Collins was on Dynasty, and you're like 10, 11 years old, and she's just this hot 45, 50-year-old, and you're like, oh, my God. And then it's like, she comes out in Playboy, and you're like, I got to get that Playboy.
Some of them make sense, and I'm not, but Pamela Anderson, Anna Nicole Smith, but like Cindy Crawford, Kate Moss, Kim Kardashian never got naked in front of a camera. This isn't right.
Jay says Charlize Theron was in Playboy. I didn't know
on the
that.
list here, yeah.
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore, Pam Anderson, Lindsay Lohan, Carmen Electra, Naomi Campbell.
Charlie says China from WWE was a rough one.
Dude, China's a sad story.
I would agree with
one of the many like wakes of humanity that is left behind professional wrestlers and professional wrestling. I think it's gross that we still celebrate that professional wrestling is. It's full of awful people. Like, I mean, they leave a wake of bad humanity behind them.
And pretty
Ric
much
Flair,
out of greed.
Their
and
family. They're just bad people. They're drug addicts. They're womanizers. Some of them beat their wives. I mean, it is not a good group. Again, over and over. Even the ones that have had successful, that seem to have gotten out of it clear, like Chyna's ex-husband who left her for McMahon's daughter. That wasn't part of just some like goofy storyline that they did that for real. I mean, that's a lady who that's a sad story. Like,
is she still alive, or did she
no,
she
she's
die?
dead. Like, I'm almost certain she is. I thought that she committed suicide. Maybe I'll look this up. Yeah, died in 2016.
Almost 10 years ago already?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's just, so anyway, professional wrestling's whenever I see it pop up, like we were at lunch yesterday, and ESPN is up, or some sports show, and all of a sudden they're like, all right, coming up next, we're going to talk to Triple H. And I said, man, I can't tell you how quickly you lose credibility in my world by being a professional wrestling fan, or like wanting to talk about it. I did this. I love Chris Williams. I hope everybody knows that. Chris, like my brother. This is one of the things when Chris would bring it up, I'd be like, this is not something that should be talked about or celebrated. It's a gross section of humanity.
Corey asked a good question. What makes wrestling any different from the real world?
Again, Corey, that's a pretty obvious one. It is absolutely more populated with some horrible, horrible humanity. I mean, the people that are propped up in besides, I would say there's one, John Cena. That guy seems like he's amazing. So there's an exception to the rule. But Corey, that's the thing. In most sections of society, like with cops, dude, we paint cops with this broad brush every time a cop does something bad, because cops are humans and there's bad dudes that wear badges. But most of them are great guys and women, wonderful. But a few of them, and it's the bad apple thing. Well, that didn't happen with wrestling, because it's all entertainment. It's all entertainment. You don't even understand. It's all the shoot, and and then they've got all this stupid back lingo about how you don't understand the industry, bro. And then they try to tell you these backstories from history. Like, it's just gross. It's gross. I see it and I just turn my lip up.
Sean or S. Williams says, or Sean says, speaking of gross, can we talk about Unknown Caller? I haven't watched it yet.
Dude,
I have not watched it yet. It popped up. I was on Netflix last night. I watched an episode of Waterfront. I don't know if you guys. It's an 8 episode. They're about an hour long. It's a decent one. It's about drug smuggling in North Carolina. It's not bad. But it's
docuseries or like
no. It's a show. It's a show. But I kind of got into it, and now I'm like 2 episodes left, so I'm going to finish it.
Well, dude,
and then it was like,
I'm going to spoil it for you then, because I'm with Jason. This disappoints me. You haven't seen it.
Well, no, but you've told me about it, so I know how it's going to. You've told me how it ends.
Wild, dude. This lady is one of these moms. When you watch this show, is completely unhinged. It's wild, dude. What this woman, how her brain works, the logic that the logic that this lady applies to her life, the mental gymnastics that she does, and very simply, you watch it happen in front of your face. You watch her do this mental gymnastics thing of like, what I did isn't that bad. I'm going to spoil it for you. If you haven't watched it, I would encourage you to. But here's the deal: these high school kids in this small town start to date, and they both start to receive weird text messages from an unknown number. And it's horrible. It's the type of high school bullying stuff that you dread that your kid would go through. Telling your daughter she's ugly and flat-chested, and that telling the boy that he shouldn't be with her because she can't please him sexually. They're 14. They're not even kissing. And he's getting text messages about how if this kid would only leave his girlfriend and get with this unknown person, that everything would be great. And I won't even say the things that these text messages say to these young kids. It's unreal, including stuff about killing yourself to the girl. Telling her, your boyfriend doesn't love you as much as he loves me because you don't please him sexually the way that I do. And then and the boy's like, I'm not having, because of course that ruins their relationship. She's like, hey, who's this girl that says you're having sex with her? And he's like, well, I don't know. Same number as texting me. The parents try to get involved. The parents go to the school. The school starts to look up video evidence, trying to find the kids that are doing it. At one point, the caller or the texter even says, something about how I scored 12 points last night. That's how many times I'm going to blah, blah, blah. So the police look into that, and they're like, well, there was a girl that scored 12 points in last night's game, and it's one of the cops' daughters. So she becomes the prime suspect. It turns out it was the girl's mom. The girl's mom for 20 months, for 2 years. See, she's sending hundreds of text messages, several dozen a day.
It sounds a lot like that story that was based in Council Bluffs. Remember?
Yes.
There was the murder in Council Bluffs, Iowa, where the relationship started in Omaha, but it ended up going and the psycho person was behind it, using a fake number, found a way to get it. People just do weird stuff. And even though you gave it away, it's probably still worth watching, because you're like,
to watch it at the end, there's a few scenes that you have to see to believe, and take some time to understand. One of them is when the cop actually shows up at the house and says, "We know that you've done this." They bring the daughter in, and there's a part of you, like, if your heart doesn't break for this young girl she can't process it, and now they sit down and they tell her, hey, we found out who's been bullying you for the last 2 years of your life, who's been sending you these horrible messages, been telling you to kill yourself. It's your mom. And the only person in the room to comfort her is her mom, who goes over and puts her arm around her and says, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Which really is what the mom was doing the entire time. The mom was such a piece of shit that the only thing that she could do to give value to her life was to knock her daughter down so she could lift her up. She was lying about it. She's a horrible human. And at the end, the mental gymnastics thing's wild, because she's out and they talk to her and they go, you told your daughter to kill herself? She's like, well, yeah, but I was there telling her the whole time that she was okay. You guys didn't know. You guys weren't talking to her every day. I was talking to her every day. So I know that she wasn't going to kill herself.
What do they call the parents? There's a sickness there where, and she's mentally ill. Let's just put that out there. She's mentally, but where parents like drug their kids or give them poison. There's something.
Two things. There's Munchausen syndrome.
That's what I was thinking of.
And then there's Munchausen by proxy. They called this, Travis. It's funny you'd say that, dude. They called this cyber Munchausen syndrome. Yeah, they called it. They basically said she was doing the same thing as Munchausen syndrome, but doing it on the internet. And Tyler gives, this is the mental gymnastics thing she does, Travis, because they say to her, you were texting your daughter these horrible things. You were texting a 14-year-old boy about how you wanted to get him off. And she says, have you ever driven drunk? Have you ever had a beer and got behind the wheel? It's the same thing. You broke the law. You just didn't get caught.
Talk about justifying things in your own head. besides going to jail, she should go to like an insane asylum.
And this poor girl is going to need therapy the rest of her life. You watch this and it makes you want to punch the fucking wall, man. You are like, no way people do this to their own kids, man. Like, yeah, and then her justification for it of like, well, yeah, everybody does it. You guys just don't get caught.
It would be interesting to get Paul Parizek on here again because he's joined us before. But 5-0 would be a good one to say, hey, and not something like this, but just that realization when you're in the middle of an investigation and it goes for months and what you think is going to happen is the exact opposite. And somebody like that is, you find, you're like, holy crap. How did we not see this? Because I would say cops are suspicious by nature, right? You're kind of taught to not rule anything or anybody out. But you probably go through this going, there's no way a parent would do this. No way a parent would do this.
And that's like the cops are bewildered because they're running into all sorts of dead ends and red herrings. And part of this that is not necessarily under the radar, but she was a tech. She worked in IT. So she kind of had a little bit of a leg up on them as far as having software that would hide her numbers. She downloaded this app that would keep her number private on from searches and all this stuff. It took the FBI to do search warrants with the app to find out that it was her.
Wow. That's crazy. Absolutely. So now I'm going to watch it either by this weekend. And even though I know a good part of it, I'm sure there's so much more to it that you go, people are just messed up. 515-517-2303. That's the number to call. What a start to the Rush Radio Show this morning.
At 6:30.
That's right. You've got enough to go to the water cooler today and have a really good conversation with your coworkers. And go, do you know how messed up people are? Well, let me tell you about Ross and Travis.
They talked about porn. They talked about remember the Penthouse forums? They talked about the Penthouse forums.
They talked about the pitch people in commercials, and it all flowed together so naturally. How does that happen?
Have you ever been around a friend that has ADD? Have you ever been around two friends that have ADD?
It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
The end of summer means back-to-school shopping, new clothes, and school supplies. It also means the start of fall with all the incoming rain, rough roads, and eventual snow. For the month of September, we are offering a buy three, get one for $1 on select tires, $10 off all wiper blades, and $25 off installs of new batteries. Tackle the seasons without hurting your pocketbook. Give us a call or schedule online at willisinfinity.com.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Pump it up with unleaded 88. It's cheaper, cleaner, and a greener fuel choice, making a clear winner at the pump. So pump it up with unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more. Ross and I are drinking out of our Rush Radio coffee mugs this morning.
Actually, I'm sorry. I'm in the
you got the Yankee one?
Yeah. On yesterday I screwed up. I just filled up with coffee as the show was ending, and I ran Audrey to school. When I came back, I grabbed my computer and I went to work. So my coffee mug sat here all day with that coffee in it. And this morning, I saw it sitting here, and I'm like, we're not drinking out of that one today. So she's going to go Yankee one. She's going to go through the wash, and we're Yankee cupping it today.
So I've got the Rush Radio mug. If you want a Rush Radio mug, you want a Rush Radio t-shirt, a Black and Gold Rush t-shirt or sweatshirt, just go to therushradio.com, click on the merch tab, and get yourself some merch. Where 15% of our sales go to Can Play Iowa. So you're going to help a great organization when you purchase a Rush Radio shirt, sweatshirt, hat, mug, sticker, you name it. 515-517-2303. We got a phone call coming in. Who's this?
This is my buddy Matt, I think.
Is this Matt?
This is he.
Matt Cooner. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Ross? Not too bad, bud.
I'm doing
too bad. About 4:30 here in Hollywood.
Whoa, I didn't know you're out West Coast.
I'm just kidding with you, fella.
Oh, I thought you were serious. I was like, damn. Well, man, so Travis, I told you I was going to have Matt call in to talk to us here. So Matt is Matt, interesting fellow. I got a lot of stories about Matt, but we'll get to what Matt is here for. Matt is the president of Grandview Little League. And Grandview obviously is one of the Little Leagues that goes to the Little League World Series from time to time. Matt was the coach of the last team. Matt, right? Last team that made it to the Little League World Series you were the coach of?
Yes, sir. 2018.
So now he's got the president of the league over there, and he's working on some stuff that he needs some help from our listeners on. So I thought I would at least bring him on to tell our folks about a way they can help out an institution here in Central Iowa. So Matt, what do you got going on, bud?
So we've got our second annual 4-man golf outing coming up here next Saturday, the 20th. at Grandview Golf Course. They hosted for us last year. It was kind of a thrown together event right after we had gotten our new positions there with the board, and I took over the presidency. And yeah, it was a great event. We had good weather, and we're hoping on that again this year. But we're looking at getting 25 teams in there. We're pretty close. We've got maybe 5 spots left. Hoping some more join us, and looking for a few more sponsors. But yeah, $75 a golfer, $300 for the team. We've got some raffle prizes and little pizza buffet from the Italians there on the south side from the local city golf courses. Yeah. Just,
Willie Farrell just going, what's he talking about me? What's he talking about me?
Yeah, Willie's like, oh yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, Travis.
We're just hoping to get some more people to come join us and help raise a little bit of money for the Little League and the kids there. We've got a few things around the ballpark we're trying to get spruced up there. So yeah, hoping we can get some.
How do people get in touch with you?
To come join us and support.
Matt, if you got some folks that want to play, how do they find you?
I've got a flyer out there, obviously on Facebook, but people can reach out to me at Matt.Kunert, that'd be MATT.KUNERT at GrandviewLittleLeague.com, and send me a message. Just sending, that they want to join and, get me their foursome. I can get them down on the list, and then, having people pay at the sign-up window that starts at 7 a.m. on Saturday the 20th, and shotgun is at 8 a.m. So should be
buddy.
Followed by the pizza buffet and prizes and all that stuff. So
can't go wrong with a good pizza buffet. You can't. Yeah. And the good thing is you're teeing off at 8. That means even if it gets backed up a little bit, you're done by about 1. Yeah.
Perfect for the pizza.
Yeah, and we got a good week. Hawkeyes are playing Friday night, and Cyclones are on bye on Saturday. So no one will have to worry about missing their local favorite team there, and can have a good time and hopefully have Sunday to recover from their great time they had on Saturday. So,
Matt, thanks for calling in, buddy. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me, guys. You have a great one.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye-bye. Here's my Matt story for you, Travis. You'll like this one. So Matt used to work. My dad had a construction company, but it wasn't like a big thing. I mean, we did concrete and additions and things like that for people. Renovations. Well, one of the times we were doing a street repair in Pleasant Hill, and we're pouring concrete, and Matt and I are the guys pulling the screed, right? And so we've got the 2x6. It's like a 10-foot long 2x6 or 2x8, and you pull this thing back and forth like a saw, and that's how you pull the concrete. It's the hardest job on the job site. And dude, it was one of those days I wasn't pulling my weight. I wasn't feeling good. I didn't have it. And every time Matt would stop pulling the screed, it stops. And finally one day Matt was like, dude, what are you doing? Every time I stop working, the job stops. Will you start pulling your weight a little bit? And I swear to God, it was one of those moments that repeats in my head. When I feel like I'm not pulling my weight, when I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I hear that guy's voice going, come on, man. Come on.
Bring your A game.
You can bring your A game. Let's go. So happy to help out Matt because he's been in my head inspiring me for 30 years.
I think you would have been using a 2x4 as well. I don't know if a 2x6.
I think we were using I feel like it was 2x6 because you needed a little bit more because it builds up as you're sawing. You don't want it to go over the top of your screed. I'm pretty sure we used a 2x6. Maybe it was a 2x4. But either way, I wasn't doing it. I'm almost certain we didn't use a 2x4, Travis, because the 2x4 has it will bend easier and you'll get a crown.
Okay. So can I hire you to come over and do my driveway?
No.
You want? No.
I'll supervise.
That's what you did. You were auditioning and applying for a supervisor position on the Peterson concrete crew.
That's probably why I didn't get the job.
Did your dad yell at you a lot on those jobs?
Yeah, I would deservingly so. And then I was always this jackass that I would be like, "Chill out, man." That was like saying "chill out" to my dad was like telling your wife when she's crazy, you need to calm down.
But sometimes you need to tell your wife she's crazy, because sometimes wives are crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Can you say it?
Yeah. Well, probably not the first 3 or 4 times, but sooner or later you got to go, You're crazy.
This is an important lesson in the whole mental health conversation. It really is. It's something we don't, because people are like, oh, there's a stigma. We can't talk about mental health. No, you can't talk to mental health. You cannot call crazy crazy. Never in the history of crazy has crazy gone, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm crazy. You're right. All right, sanity's this way. I'm going to go to sanity. It's never happened. Oh, we can't talk about mental health. No, mental health doesn't know it's mental.
Tammy Pescatelli, stand-up comedian who comes to Des Moines quite a bit, has a great, I don't know if she still does the bit or not. It is don't engage the crazy. Because once you engage the crazy, you're wrapped into it. Now, speaking of crazy, Wander Franco's family had him committed, Ross. The police in the Dominican Republic had showed up at his place and took him into custody, and they brought him to a clinic because of some mental health issues they believe is going on. Now, Wander Franco this is a fall from grace that is, we're going to be talking about Wander Franco maybe for years and what could have been. Talk about a guy that signed an 11-year, $181 million contract, then got suspended. He had a relationship with a 14-year-old. He was found guilty in that. He was given money to the girl's mom. She basically prostituted her out because she okayed the relationship. And then he was arrested, I think, back in November of 2024 for having a gun. Now, he wasn't, but this latest thing is not, it's not crime related. The family was just worried about him because over the weekend he claimed to have $16,000 stolen. He was staying on a resort, and his lawyer came out and said, no, it's a big misunderstanding. We found the money. He comes back and says, no, I'm still missing the $16,000. And the family said, you know what? We're worried about you. We're going to have you committed. This in so many, besides being weird and creepy that he had a relationship with a 14-year-old girl, this is just, you're just, you have the world by you're lifting the world up because you have all this money, you have all this talent, and it doesn't matter. You're crazy. You're crazy.
Again, man, dude, you're right. What a fall from grace. He was 22 years old when he had played 20 years old. He's the starting shortstop for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's an all-star by the time he's 22. World by the tail. And
I don't think he ever plays in the majors again, does he?
No. No way.
I mean, if what's his name from the Dodgers can't get back on a team,
Trevor Bauer.
If Trevor Bauer can't get back on a team, Wander Franco's never going to get back on a team.
Trevor Bauer, who it's proven didn't do the things he was accused of doing. No. I mean, I brought this name up, and it's not as gross of a situation as this Wander Franco situation where the mom was pimping the girl out. But I mentioned Addison Russell a couple weeks ago or last week. Remember that name popped up, and it was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, you can really screw it up big time and fall like off the face of the world, off the face of the map. Yeah, It's gross. And I'm glad you, Travis, every now and again you bring up the Trevor Bauer thing, and I'm glad you do. Every once in every couple, you're like, oh yeah, don't forget about this dude that the world got. I don't know what other way to say it. I don't know what he got caught up in the world.
Casey says Bauer is getting screwed, and I don't know if I'd go that. Just hear me out.
He got screwed. I don't know if he's still getting screwed. He got screwed.
Yeah, and when you're right that it was proven that that it was like consensual, and she basically trapped him. He just admitting that he liked rough sex was just too weird enough for people to go, you know what? We don't want the public relations nightmare. And franchises are going to look after their name and their brand before anything else. And they're going to go, you know what? This just ain't worth it.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, do I think he got screwed? Yes, by his accuser. But when you come out and say, well, okay, I might like it a little rough. So, yeah, part of this is true. People go, I don't know if I want to deal with this.
Can I piss off everybody?
Sure.
Trevor Bauer is the white Colin Kaepernick. Trevor Bauer is not good enough to be the starter. He's not good enough to be a star, Colin Kaepernick. He carries with him a baggage that makes it not worth carrying him as a backup. Colin Kaepernick. Is it fair? No. I would even say that one of the differences, Colin Kaepernick's was a little bit more of his own choosing and decision. He wanted to stand up for something, and that was what ended up being the baggage. Was your principles. For Trevor Bauer, the baggage is your kink. That's the old Louis C.K. thing. You've seen Louis C.K.'s bit about like, man, everybody's got a kink. Here's the deal. Nobody knows yours. One time Obama looked at his phone and went, oh my God.
Has Louis C.K. rebound? I mean, he's not Louis C.K. He's rebounding, but he'll never be a stadium guy again. I mean, he's playing clubs and stuff like that.
He was Shane Gillis for a while. He was the most. Everybody, if comics get these quick runs, Nate Bargatze is in that. It has been near that top for a long time. Coming back to town, by the way. Yeah, comedy. That's a weird one. How you go from being the guy.
I mean, because Chappelle's not the guy anymore.
No, but he's still got that power, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, it was Andrew Dice Clay. It was George Carlin. I mean, whether you like him or not, I know him personally. It was Larry the Cable Guy for a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think anybody hates Larry. I think that it's just kind of
it's whether it's your comedy or not, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who's bigger now? Gillis? I mean, Bert Kreischer was on top. Who's bigger now, Bargatze or Shane Gillis?
That's a great question. That's a really good question.
I think it's Bargatze. I really do.
Yeah, he's just got more of a mass appeal. Gillis likes to be a little bit more pointed and play in those divisive waters. You know, he does the Trump impersonation. He makes fun of Biden. Nate Bargatze is absolute family-friendly stuff.
And Bargatze's got the Dateland channel where he's got all sorts of comics that are like have joined his podcast.
Yeah, but Gillis is in the Rogan family. So
that's true.
I mean,
that's true.
That's fun.
We brought up Wander Franco, and let's just keep it on baseball. Kyle Schwarber hit his 50th home run last night for the Phillies. I'm going to ask you a trivia question, Ross, because you're the baseball guy part of this show. He becomes the second Philly in history to hit 50 or more home runs.
Schmidt.
He becomes the second Philly.
Mike Schmidt?
No.
Second Philly.
It's funny because...
Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard.
Yeah.
Ryan Howard.
First baseman for the... Yeah, that dude could rake.
Ryan Howard hit 58 home runs. I'm going to ask you what year it was.
Ryan Howard hit 58 home runs?
58 home runs.
In like 03.
06.
Okay.
Good guess. I mean, that's a good guess.
It's in there somewhere. Wow. Yeah, I thought how many did Mike Schmidt hit the most in his career? Did he get close to 50?
You can use the Google machine.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
When I first saw this, I'm like, oh, it's got to be Mike Schmidt because, growing up, Mike Schmidt was the Philly in my book.
Yeah.
And the dude hit home runs. Let me take a guess on Mike Schmidt before you get, because I haven't Googled
there
it
right now, so you go ahead.
I'm going to say Mike Schmidt, the most home runs he had in a year were 43.
Oh, buddy. We were so close. In 1980, Mike Schmidt led the league with 48 home runs.
And back then, that was a lot.
He led the league in home runs 7 times and led the league with 36, 38, 38. Hit 45 home runs in 1979 and then 48 and 80. Led the league with 31, 40, 36, and 37. You used to be able to lead the league with as many home runs as catchers have at the All-Star break. Led the league in RBIs 4 times. He was a 3-time MVP, finished in the top 5 of the MVP another 3 times. Mike Schmidt. Played till he was 39 years old, 18 years in the league.
So Schwarber now has 334 career home runs. He's 32 years old. Ross, he's been with the Phillies, 4 years? How many of the 334 home runs, how many of those are with the Phillies?
He's been with the Phillies for 4 years?
Yeah.
150.
181.
Wow.
Yeah. Now at 334, age 32, he has the benefit of being a full-time DH. Does he get to 500?
Boy, what a good question. He's at 334?
334.
So he needs 170 home runs? That's 4 or 5 years of doing it the way he's doing it right now. Boy, he's going to get real close, isn't he?
He's going to get close. Now, the benefit is all he has to do is hit. I mean,
yeah, right.
His career could go a long time because he's just going to be a guy who goes to the plate and is a DH.
If he can average that 30, 40 home runs a year, he can get there. You got to avoid injury, so much stuff. He's definitely got the talent. I mean, he's gonna swing the bat well enough to keep himself in the lineup. Cool, that's kind of neat. And now I'm interested, Travis, in active home run leaders.
Active home run leaders?
Active home run leaders in Major League Baseball. Giancarlo Stanton has 448.
Wow.
He's
How old is Stanton?
Well, 35. And he's probably our best bet. Honestly, looking at it, he's our best bet. Bryce Harper has 360 home runs. He's 32 years old. Aaron Judge is right there with him at 33 years old and 359. And then Schwarber's your best bet. 32 years old with 334.
Stanton will get to 500 if he stays healthy. How old is Stanton? Did you say 36?
Stanton is 35. Needs 52 home runs.
That's harder than what you think.
I don't know if he can, dude. I don't know if he can.
Is 500 home runs the automatic thing for a Hall of Fame?
Dude, I mean, it certainly. I don't know how you could stick around that long and hit that many home runs and not be a Hall of Famer.
How many people have 500 home runs?
I love these questions. By the way, I wanted to look up Stanton just to kind of get an idea. Right now, he has 19 home runs this year. He's hit around 25 the last 4 years. When he's been healthy, he can get up there. So, man, Stanton might get to 500. He's just got to stay healthy, and that's hard to do when you're 35 years old.
Everybody's like, Stanton is always injured.
Yeah, he is. He is. No doubt about it. That was another dude that was freaking amazing. You go back and watch Mike Stanton with the Florida Marlins, you're like, oh, he does everything. Scary at the plate. You're like, don't throw the ball to him.
Walk him. Walk him.
Like David Ortiz. David Ortiz used to step into the box, and as a Yankee fan, I'd be like, just don't throw to him. He's gonna hit a home run, and then whack! Son of a bitch! He hit a home run.
Did you find how many people have 500 home runs? I'm trying to think if the list is longer than what I think it is or shorter than what I think it is.
Well, then tell me what you think what do you think the number is?
I'll say over the course of history, 22 players have 500 home runs.
You know what? I don't think that's a bad number here. They don't have an actual. I don't see a I'm gonna have to count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. That took me longer than
over the course of Major League Baseball history,
28.
That shows you how important or how hard it is to get to 500. Because there's probably names that we would go, oh, he's got to be on the list and not on the list. Impressive. Hey, don't forget the weekly woohoo from the Iowa Lottery coming up on Friday. Your chance to pick up a $90 prize pack that includes scratch-off tickets, some Mega Millions tickets and or coupons, and win with the Iowa Lottery. Of course, the Iowa Lottery is totally awesome because they give back. Starting in 1985, the players that have won more than $6 billion in prizes, while the lottery has raised more than $2.5 billion for state programs that benefit all Iowans. Of course, there's Iowa Lottery retailers in all 99 counties, so you can find one near you. We have over 2,400 Iowa Lottery retailers across the state, including gas stations, grocery stores, and more. And, of course, the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo coming up on Friday, your chance to win that prize pack and win with us. And, of course, listen to the Black and Gold Rush on Saturday after the Iowa game live from the Iowa Lottery studios.
There are several 500 home run members that are not in the Hall of Fame. Some of them are pretty obvious. We should have known: Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire. Gary Sheffield is not in the Hall of Fame. Is Gary Sheffield a Hall of Famer?
The fact that you say Gary Sheffield, and he was a big part of my memory of it, it's one of those, what is it? It's the Hall of Fame, right? Gary Sheffield was a famous dude. And he was one of those guys you feared when he went to the plate.
I was looking through the list of 500 home run guys. I'm like, oh, yeah, there's a couple on here, with Bonds at the top, McGwire there in the middle. And then I saw Gary Sheffield at the bottom. I'm like, well, he's in the Hall of Fame, right?
No. So 500 home runs does not guarantee that you get in. And his time's probably passed. He's going to have to get in on the Veterans Committee.
I don't think it would be quite. I'll look that up and see, because it depends on how many votes you get. You got to stay in that percentage range. I'll look that up, because that seems like
it is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
You've got enough on your plate, so when it's time to reset, grab a Fresca. Bold citrus, zero sugar, zero caffeine. Just clean, crisp refreshment that never goes out of style, whether it's post-work, post-gym, or just a break from the noise. Fresca's got your back. Pick up a Fresca at your local retailer today.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
School is back and summer vacation is over. With a year of school activities and drop-offs ahead, your tires are going to be working as hard as their students. Staying on top of regular maintenance like tire rotate, balance, and alignment is key to increasing the life and performance of your tires. And right now, we are offering a back-to-school special $199.95 tire rotate, balance, and alignment to help you stay rolling. So give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbock to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the TuneIn app, or the Rush Radio Android app. Thank you for bringing us into your car, your home, or wherever you're listening to us. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button. Please hit that subscribe button. Like this video, and, of course, start leaving your comments in the comment section, and follow us on our other social media channels. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Coming up a week from yesterday is going to be Willis Automotive's new car event. And from 4:45 to 7 o'clock, it's going to be a car extravaganza. And we're inviting you to come out to Willis Automotive and enjoy just an evening of fun and look at some really new cars, cool new cars, even some used cars. And Ross, if you give me a couple minutes here, you and I can talk about this, because there's going to be free food, and it's like stadium-themed food.
Okay.
But here's the deal. It gets better. And I'm not going to bury the lead. First of all, if you go out there, you have a chance to win a trip to Seville, Spain. And so they're giving away a trip to Seville, Spain. Last year, it was Portugal. This year, it is Spain. So your hotel, your airport transfers, get a $2,000 credit for airfare. You have a chance to win a trip to Seville, Spain. Now, as you're going around and looking at all the new cars, you're going to have different stations. It's just not like, hey, show up and there's food. When you visit Infinity, and by the way, the QX60, they have bite-sized desserts, Revelton gin tastings, and a live DJ in DJ Zan.
Oh, you're going to get me drunk and have beats?
When you visit Cadillac, they're going to have shrimp cocktail. Nothing says luxury.
Cadillac, like shrimp cocktail.
Yeah, it's like Cadillac. We're going to have shrimp cocktail and antipasta skewers. When you visit Cadillac Service, smoked turkey and pulled pork sliders and music by Half Kunch or Kunch. When you visit the pre-owned lot, Blue Ox vodka tasting. You swing by the mini store, assorted donuts, pastries, and fruit, and a live DJ. Go to the mini service, corn dogs and burger sliders. Say, you know what? How about that Nissan? How about that Nissan Murano? How about that Nissan Rogue? How about that Nissan Pathfinder? How about that Nissan Armada? Build your own hot dog bar, canned craft beers, and live music by Day Ashworth.
Dude.
I know. So you go to Lexus.
It's like a festival.
It's a carnival. It's a game. You go to Lexus. A poke bowl? Is it a poke bowl or pokey?
I think pokey is the right way to say it. P-O-K-E. We know what you're saying.
Yeah.
We've all had them.
Boneless wings, undiscovered sunsets, and live music by Lonnie. Lexus service, pretzel bites with beer cheese, a veggie tray, craft beer tastings. Go to Land Rover, a charcuterie and Super Bowl themed dips.
That's, again, all of this fits.
It does.
Like when you're like, the Cadillac, they're going to have shrimp cocktail. But at Cadillac service, they're going to have barbecue.
Barbecue.
And you're like, yeah, I've been there. And that's exactly what they should have at those places.
And the JLR Volvo service, walking taco bar. It's going to be in the Service Bay area. And again, live music. So it's just not one set of food. You're going to get full wherever you're at.
And this is an important caveat to all of it. Dusty says, Willis does nothing half-assed.
Nothing.
Next Tuesday night. Travis, I remember them, when you said the Seville, Spain thing, it kind of recalled that conversation we had with them last month. And I remember them saying the thing about, we gave away a trip to Portugal, and then I think my brain just went to Portugal. And they said, we're also giving away a trip to Spain. I didn't realize that it was going to be this sort of expansive, like, different stuff at all the places, a vodka, a gin, a craft beer, a few different DJs.
Other live music. It's good. And bring your walking shoes because, it's a campus and they've got it all mapped out and you're going to you can see every type of car.
True. And I'm sorry to do this on the air. Are we going to be able to, are we going to have the ability to kind of walk around and
Yes.
Are we? Okay, cool.
You're going to be, I think you're going to try to do the show out there the morning of.
Tuesday morning, yep.
And then you and I will be there and we'll be walking from place to place and because I'm going to eat.
I'm going to dance.
We should, if you ask us to dance, Ross and I will dance with you.
Listen, if there's music playing, you're going to see me moving
and grooving. But you have to if you want me to dance, you have to come up and say, Travis, I need you to dance.
You'll just see me fist pumping in the corner.
Yeah.
Blowing smoke rings.
I'm worried that when I show up, I'm going to be like, I'm going to drive this QX60 from Infinity home. Really worried about it. I was on the website yesterday going, oh, look at that. Certified pre-owned, about 5,000 miles on it. Good looking. Ross might be trading in the Jeep.
I'm pretty close. I'm telling you that. I've been pretty close. Last few times I've been out there. Like, oh, look at these.
Because
then we do a great deal on your trade. I'm like, oh, I bet you do.
It's okay, man.
I know.
It's okay. You're under no obligation to buy, but something's going to pique your interest. And then you're going to be at home going, gosh, that shrimp cocktail was good. We need a Cadillac. You're right. We do.
I keep thinking of this. This is going to be an exquisite experience. You're going to feel something from one of these cars. You're going to turn a corner and go, whoa.
It moved.
It moved.
But that's a good way to put it. Willis does nothing half-assed.
That's good. Yeah.
Good way to look at it. We learned yesterday that Addison Ostrenga is out for the season for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Devastating news. He's got a lower leg injury, Ross. He suffered it early in the Iowa State game. You hate to see this happen to anybody on any team. But, the good news is The bad news is Addison Ostrenga is out for the season. Good news is Iowa does have some depth at that tight end position. Jake Ortworth is now listed as the number 1 tight end, and then you have Hayden Large as the number 2 tight end.
And so you got experience there with Large, and even Ortworth, I think, is a junior, right? So I mean,
Ortworth's a junior. Large is a graduate already.
This is a loss, though, man. And I don't know where Addison Ostrenga was going to fit in that line of Iowa tight ends. I don't want to say that he was going to be a George Kittle or anything like that, but the guy has had a future, and Hawkeye's offense was better with him than without him. So sucks. When he went down, remember when he went down fine. It was when he was getting up, you saw him kind of limping towards the side, and I remember them saying at the time, like, because he got in the cart. It's a big loss for the Hawkeye offense, but more so on the personal level for him. I'm with you. When I say it's a big loss for the Hawkeye offense, you're right. They've got other bodies that they can throw in there. Ortworth and Large will do a fine job and probably have that same production. It just sucks for Addison.
Yeah, you just hate to see it. And again, I mentioned any team, and those are those unknowns you don't know what will happen during a season. You don't know when somebody's going to get injured. You don't know when somebody's going to be lost for the season. This year so far, Addison Ostrenga had 1 catch for 8 yards. So it wasn't like the production was there. But again, no production for the Iowa offense yet from the passing game, really. I mean, Jacob
Nothing
Gill
to speak
has.
of. So you can't look at anything and go, well, if they don't have Addison Ostrenga, oh my gosh, what? They're going to throw for 82 yards?
Ortworth has 1 catch for 5 yards, and Hayden Large has 2 catches for 13 yards. But where the tight ends come in handy with Iowa's offense is their ability to block in the run game, and also just being that extra weapon from a receiving standpoint. But lose Addison Ostrenga.
Did you see? I'm going to go back and make sure I get this right. Did you see Leistico's tweet yesterday about? I want to make sure I get there so I don't misstate this. Okay, it was he was talking about a question that David Eichholt had. I want to get here. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so this is the tweet from Chad Leistico. It says, Kirk Ferentz, quote, special teams didn't do much to help us against Iowa State, end quote. Also agrees with David Eicholt's question about receivers running baffling routes at times. Doesn't want guys going out 4 yards on 3rd and 6.
We talked about that on the Black and Gold Rush. How you got 3rd and 6, and you stop at 4 yards, and you're not getting to you got to get to the line.
Yeah, and that's been happening for a decade. That's been happening for 20 years. Hawkeye fans have noticed that for 20 years. We've said, hey, why don't we, on 3rd and 6, why do we do 4-yard routes? It's been happening for 20 years. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is, doesn't matter who the coordinator is, doesn't matter who the receivers are running the routes. They've been the Hawkeye team has been doing it for 20 years. And when David Eichholt asks about it, the coach, the only consistent through all of it, goes, baffling. Wish they didn't do it. Baffling. Agrees with David Eicholt's question about receivers running baffling routes at times. Doesn't want guys going out 4 yards on 3rd and 6. Coach, none of us do. So who's do?
Okay, let me go one step further. Is that a shot at Tim Lester?
I didn't think of it that way. It can't be. It can't be. Is it?
Have you ever known him to do that?
No, I don't think that's a shot at Tim Lester. I don't think that is.
Okay.
But who is it a shot at? I guess that's a good question. I wish I could hear the audio. Agrees with David Eicholt's question about receivers running baffling routes at times. Doesn't want guys going out 4 yards on 3rd and 6. Then coached them not to.
That's why I said, is that a shot at Tim Lester?
But but they've always done it. Kirk Ferentz is the common thread. The only consistent thread for years of Hawkeye fans saying, hey, what are we doing? The only consistent thread is now the guy going, yeah, baffling. I don't get it.
Yeah, at 3rd and 6 and you go 4 yards, don't assume you're going to get 2 yards after catch. Get to the first down stick. And when he says special teams didn't help him, I would agree with that.
Yeah, yes, that statement is true. That's again, no-brainer. Special teams didn't do much to help us. This is why the press conferences, I mean, that's a no-brainer. But the thing of, hey, how come, I mean, David Eicholt asked a good question, apparently. Hey, it's kind of baffling, the routes that you guys run at times. Need 6 yards, go for 4 and fall down? What's going on? And the coach says, yeah, weird, huh? All right, so maybe we should go fish that point over there. What? Hold on. Let's go back to that baffling part. Let's go back to the quarterback thing. Because I've seen over and over these shots at Deacon Hill. I still see it on Twitter. Oh my gosh, dude, the passing game is so bad, it's almost like it's Deacon Hill. He had a scholarship from Kirk Ferentz. He was the number 2 quarterback in Kirk Ferentz's mind on the depth chart, and now we all mock the kid? He was so bad. I mean, well, just Deacon Hill off it. What? Why do the guys run 4-yard routes on 3rd and 6? Baffling. I don't know. Is there anybody else we can ask? Do you have a supervisor that we can address this with? Because we've seen it for a long time, and we're just curious. That it's baffling is a great word for it. Because you'd have thought it happens a few times. You guys go back through the film, and you go, hey, guys, check this out. Hey, guys, it's 3rd and 8. Notice where the sticks are.
Get to the sticks.
In middle school football, you're taught run to the sticks and then make your move so that we get the first down. We got to address this, guys. It's been going on for years. And so that was, when I saw that tweet yesterday from Lystico, I'm like, what? You're the consistent part of it. Weird. Yeah. Again, Joel Klatt. Man, how come we don't see guys running down the field? Weird.
We better see it this weekend. Seriously.
See what?
I mean, UMass has lost to Bryant, and they lost to Temple. And they got blown out by Temple.
So, Travis, okay, let's talk about this. What do you expect then on Saturday?
I expect them to cover. If they don't cover.
No, not scoreboard. What do you expect to see? What's going to make it so that on Monday we go, let's have a couple conversations here. What on Monday is going to make you say, oh man, that was what that rinsed out the bad.
A blowout. Because I have to keep in every fan needs to keep in mind that they're playing UMass. And that your job against UMass is to kick the crap out of UMass.
All of this is vague. Like if Mark Gronowski, does he need to throw for 150 yards?
Yes.
I think so. I think that's a fair, and that's not a lot of yards.
It's not. We're not asking much.
Again,
we're just asking to double up.
Right. I mean, really, against a team like this, we're 150 yards. You're talking about, you could have that at halftime. You have a couple of possessions, but Travis, is that what we will see? Hell no. Because they can win this game by handing the ball off 43 times on Saturday. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to hand the ball off. They're going to road grade this defense. They're going to open up these huge, because your long scoring plays on Saturday are going to be Jazz Patterson doing cuts against the defense and breaking dudes.
I mean, I want 21 first quarter points. I want 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. I want like 30 at the half. I want 50 for the game. If Temple can put 42 on UMass, there's no reason Iowa shouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
If they don't get to the 40-point mark, Ross, I'm going to be really disappointed. Seriously. Is there, I mean, because you have to consider the opponent. And this is a cupcake. I get that you can't play for the fans. You have to give the fans something, and the fans want a beat down. Am I wrong here?
Dude, you have to win this game handily. Like when you say beat down, the other options aren't very good. The other options are win this game barely, win this game, or lose this game, which can't happen, right? And then that third option is win the game just by enough. Win the game, 42-10.
You don't have to be nice here. This is the first time you've ever played UMass. You may never play UMass again. Kick the crap out of them.
It's not the Ferentz way. It's not the foot fist way, man. What you're gonna do here is pound the ball into the line, beat them up, 3 and out on the first possession, punt it to UMass. We're all gonna go, what the hell? And the final score is gonna be 42-3. Jazz Patterson's gonna have 3 touchdowns.
Dusty says, how much of your money would you bet that Iowa scores 35?
Ooh. I wouldn't. Like when you were saying that, I'm like, well, ain't going to happen.
You know what? I would bet. I don't want to lose my house. I don't want it foreclosed on. I don't want somebody taking the deed to it. But I said I want Iowa to score 50. In my book, if they don't hit the 40-point mark, it's a disappointment to me, Ross. I'll be happy if they win because a win is a win. But 40 is going to make me happy.
Is UMass
anything
better,
less than that is
UMass better than Y'Albany?
No. I think Y'Albany is better than
better
UMass.
Than UMass? Okay.
They lost to Bryant.
By the way, I think both of their first 2 losses were at home.
How do you lose to Bryant?
At home.
I get losing to Temple. But Bryant? I don't even know where Bryant University is.
They were 16-point favorites at home.
Against Bryant?
Against the Bryant Bulldogs. I don't know where Bryant University is.
For the sanity of a fan base, to make you feel good heading into the conference season, you have to pound this team. You have to take the good guy glasses off and say, sorry, we're going to pound you.
Do you think that happened? I know that's what you want. I don't. I just don't see Ferentz doing that. He will take the foot off the gas. He will suck the clock, suck the air out of the stadium in the second half. Second half's going to take 45 minutes, and I could see a 28-3 game, something like that.
I want the young guys to get in, and I want the pedal to the metal going, here's your chance. Here's your chance. I don't think I'm asking for too much to have 21 first quarter points. I don't think I'm asking too much to have 32, 35 at half.
14-3 at halftime.
Dude.
Prepare yourself, dude.
I'm going to have a straight jacket on if it's 14-3 at half. I'm serious. If it's 14-3 at half, I've got a straight jacket on because I'm going to start breaking stuff in my house.
That's my anticipation. That's where my expectation is. So that I do that intentionally so that hopefully I can be surprised. My expectation is that when we fire up the show on Saturday night, Mark Gronowski has 115 yards through the air, ran the ball 10 times for 40 yards, had 2 touchdowns, maybe 1 on the ground, 1 in the air. And that's what I quarterbacks are going to have to prove it to me under Kirk Ferentz. You can throw for 200 yards. I won't believe that until you do it. I don't think the offense allows for a quarterback to throw for 200 yards. I mean, hell, when you're not running the ball, when you're not throwing the ball more than 13 yards at a time, you're averaging like 2.5, 3 yards per attempt. Kirk Ferentz isn't going to throw the ball 100 times. So you've got to change something. Receivers aren't running routes that get to the first down marker, and the head coach is baffled by it. How could you possibly look at that and go, this offense is going to score a bunch of points? They've got great running backs, and their offensive line is going to mow down this horrible UMass team. That's my expectation for the weekend.
Lady Sideburn says, first points of the game would be scored by UMass. Better not be. I'm counting on a shutout here. Maybe my expectations are a little bit unrealistic.
I think your expectations are right in the middle of. I think you're being honest, Travis. I really do. I think that you are. I think you're being very honest about what you're hoping to see on Saturday against a really bad football team. We should go out there and just kick the shit out of this team from the opening kickoff. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Should have against UAlbany also.
No,
I've seen this forever. Should have. Should go out there and just kick the crap out of these teams. Play action. Put one up top. They can't keep up with our guy. Here we go. 3-yard run into the line. And we're off and running here with Hawkeye football. 3rd and 8 on the opening drive. Here we go. 3 tight ends set on the 3rd and 8.
Look at this. Look at this. Tight end standing up.
Gronowski's going to drop back. He's going to dump off to the running back in the flat for a 2-yard gain.
Ross, this is an opportunity, and this is wishful thinking. You need to get Mark Gronowski some confidence. I want him to have like 25 attempts. I want him to be like 19 of 25, 225 yards, 3 touchdown passes. That would be my ideal Mark Gronowski line.
I'd love that, dude. I'd love that.
And yeah, you can say it's against UMass. Totally understand that.
But he needs something like that.
He needs it.
Right. So what happens?
Xavier Williams doesn't need runs.
That doesn't happen.
Patterson doesn't need runs.
What happens if you go out there and you give him 20 times to drop back, Travis, and he still ends up with 63 yards?
Then, Houston, we have a problem.
Is it Houston we have a quarterback problem? Because it needs to be something different. If against UMass, the guy who won a national title last year goes out and has 83 yards, 65 yards, 110 yards, it's not Houston we have a quarterback problem. It's Houston. We've got a system problem.
(515-517-2303). You can email Ross at ross@therushladio.com. You can email me, Travis @therushladio.com. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
Hi, I'm Josh Romick, Service Manager at Willis Lexus. And I want to take a moment to share our smoking hot deals we got going on for the month of August. Right now we got a 20% discount on brake pads and rotors, and also a 50% discount on alignments with the purchase of 4 new tires. That's a $90 value. And don't forget to ask about our Lexus Tire price match guarantee. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com. Thank you for watching and stay cool.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. I wanted to take this opportunity to personally invite you to our Willis New Car Show on September 16th. This is your opportunity to visit us in our home for free food, drink, and entertainment. Please visit us on our socials for more details or stop in and speak to any of our associates. We hope to see you there.
Rush, strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Coming up tomorrow, Todd Stepsis, head coach of the Northern Iowa Panthers, is going to be joining us at 7 o'clock. Panthers at home this weekend to play Eastern Washington. Eastern Washington off to an 0-2 start. The Panthers are 1-1. It's always good to hear from Todd Stepsis. And, you know, even Tyler Kluver, who joins us on Fridays and during the Black and Gold Rush, talked about how he finds that that segment pretty interesting. I mean, Todd Stepsis he's got a great personality, fun to talk to, engaging.
He's different from Mark Farley, but he carries on that likable, personable. There's something about Courtney has said it to me. She's like, man, what is it about the UNI football coaches? Why do every time I heard Coach Farley, I thought to myself, I would want my son to play football for that guy. And I hear Coach Stepsis and I think, I'd want my son to play football for that guy. And I told her, I said, listen, that's part of a coach's charm.
Well,
very few coaches have I met, and I've thought, I wouldn't want my kid to play for this guy. Joe Woodley, I would love for Eli to be able to be mentored by those guys.
It's funny that you bring this up when you talk about engaging, because you have to stay one step ahead of the curve when it comes to this. And this is going to piss a lot of people off, and they're going to say, oh, here you go, Trav. Ross, do you follow Matt Rule on social media?
No, but I like Matt Rule.
Dude, you've got to follow him on social media. I can't imagine what a head coach's schedule is like. He is producing content that is second to none when it comes to, and we're not talking corny content. We're talking legitimate content that, as a fan, or even if you're not a fan of Nebraska, you go, wow. Yesterday, he had a reel on Instagram where he's with Danny Woodhead. Danny Woodhead is a former professional football player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't go to Nebraska. He's from Nebraska. He's from North Platte. Actually played Division II ball at Shadron College. But they're in a golf simulator. And Danny Woodhead's talking about, hey, in the National Football League, it doesn't matter what you did. It matters what you're going to do. He goes, he was part of some great Patriot teams. Says, year 4 was fine. What are you going to do for me in year 5? And if you're not good enough to play in year 5, you're going to get gone. And Rule turns around and goes, I found that out too in the NFL, just in a different way, and I got fired. And so So he's got a podcast called House Rules. And now what he's doing daily is taking a player on the team, walking off the field with them and interviewing them. And I'm like, so it's not corny content. It's like a coach-player relationship and showing it. To me, I think he's just auditioning for his next career after coaching, going, hey, ESPN, Fox, I'm ready to be in the booth whenever you're ready to hire me. But to me, and we showed Nebraska's multimedia facility last week and talked about it, he's got a content crew with him all the time. And you're like, oh, this is different, because not too many coaches would want to be, I'm going to use the word vulnerable, and talk about these things, openly talk about getting fired in the NFL. He does a big thing on Micah Parsons, broke it down. And I mean, just totally not even Nebraska related, goes into NFL subjects. And you're like, this is pretty interesting stuff. A, because you've been there.
Yeah.
But you're actually giving an opinion on stuff.
Listen, I like Matt. I've always liked Matt Rule. And I think all those things that you're saying, Travis, the one I saw the other day was the halftime speech. And I don't even know if this is part of his content that he was doing. The halftime speech from last Saturday, where he's basically telling the guys, like, this team doesn't respect you. They were dropping back at the end of the half when we're up to whatever the score was, and driving into them that thing of, like, every single play is going to matter to you. And and it wasn't over-the-top coachy stuff. It was real. Are you guys trying to change this or not? Because if you're trying to change this, they fear you. They get scared of Nebraska. And again, is that corny coach speak in some way? Yeah, but it does it for me. I like Rule. But Travis, the one thing you said there that my brain got froze on for a minute, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't see this content stuff and him kind of trying to stay ahead of social media and do this. So I don't see that as necessarily as him auditioning for his next job. I see that more as him. Maybe I'm falling for it and buying it. I see it as him investing in the Nebraska job, that he is over and over. Like, this is a recruiting thing. This is him trying to say, this is the culture we're going to have here for a long time.
First and foremost, you are 100% correct.
Okay.
All I'm saying is there are some TV producers out there going, if this guy ever gets on the beach, he's going to be a guy we hire.
Yeah.
It is totally recruiting, because when you're walking off the field, I mean, think about this. He had a player that just had surgery. He goes, hey, you just had surgery the other day. You chose to practice like 2 days later. Tell us about your surgery. I mean, just stuff that most coaches want to avoid talking about injuries. They want to avoid talking about surgeries and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, this is, if you're a player, you're watching this going, this guy cares about me. This guy is.
Listen, again, I like the guy. I can't root for him. I can't root for him, but I like him. It doesn't annoy me. It doesn't feel like Scott Frost. And again, I've done a 180 on Jim Harbaugh, but I'm kind of going back the other way again. I went from hating Jim Harbaugh to respecting Jim Harbaugh. So, again, not rooting for the guy. Have no reason to root against him as a person. I think
he's a different breed in the college football world right now.
But I will tell you that I'm not going to follow him on social media.
But I think you should just to go, oh, that's interesting. And it's always nice to see what other people are doing. But it's just a different, for how busy coaches are, the fact that you got to carve that time out of your day. And Casey said it earlier, he's on McAfee every week now, because McAfee's not an idiot. McAfee goes, oh, this guy's like gold. If he's going to come on every week.
He's a content machine.
Yes.
Dude, your fascination with the time of his day is really cool too, and I agree with that. It almost reminds me of when we were talking about McCarney. And it was like, wait a minute, how does Coach McCarney have that much time in the day to stay in contact with 7,000 players? He's just one of those magical dudes that doesn't have 24 hours in his day.
Yeah, you're managing your calendar efficiently.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what that calendar's like. Hell, because most coaches, especially during the season, are working 22-hour days. That would be insane, absolutely insane. So yeah, that was.
Is there
that just popped in my head when we talk about Stepsis and how engaging he is.
Is there any tie into what Rule is doing to all that stuff that you sent me last week about all the media?
100%, because they've got all this. You build a facility like that, you're like, we're going to use this. And you go to you go to your coaches and say, here's what we can do. We need to let your personality shine. I mean, just think, Ross, if we saw Kirk Ferentz do something like, or Matt Campbell, because they have that personality. And with Cyclones TV, they've got a full production crew. It's not as big as Nebraska's. Iowa has a production. You could do this stuff, and you would be like, man, that's my coach.
Travis, it's going to take a while. Listen, I disagree with you in that Matt Campbell and Kirk Ferentz, they don't have this in them. They're cut from a different cloth. It's not a bad thing. I want to be really clear.
I would agree with you.
It's not a bad thing. They just have a different mentality. There is the Urban Meyer mentality of like, keep things close to the vest. Sharing information can only hurt you. Right? As a realtor, I can tell you that a lot of times you're like, oh, I don't want to tell people that my folks have to sell this house by October 1st. Right? Well, you got a deadline now? All right. I get to push you. That you have to hold information. That's most coaches are cut from that cloth. The information is my information. I need that information. If I share it, it can only hurt me. And so don't be open. Don't be vulnerable. It's going to take a long time for the Deion Sanders to have success, for the Matt Rules to have success. And I'm not even sure Deion, he's kind of, I mean, obviously he's very much in the social media thing. He's open to letting the players share their stuff. So I think he's a little bit more in the Matt Rule camp there, right?
Same but different, yeah.
Yeah, good way to put it.
Here's where it backfires.
They're going to have success for a long time, Travis, before a new generation of coaches comes in that look at the world this way and go, oh, yeah, you can absolutely be open and have podcasts and let everybody know all the information and still win.
Here's where it backfires. If you lose, your fan base goes, you spend way too much time promoting yourself and doing content than you do coaching a football team. So it's that balance. And, I think it's cool right now, but I would be the first one to say, hey, are you coaching or are you producing content?
Yeah. Dusty's on fire with the stuff today with the Kirk Ferentz. Dude, have you seen the Big Ten commercials?
You mean when the coaches are just kind of standing there?
It's painful for Kirk Ferentz to stand in front of a camera and answer questions. Luke Fickell looks like they put a suit on the janitor. He's just out of place. Ferentz looks like the CEO that's like, I hire media relations people for this shit.
And the weird thing is, when he did our show about a month ago, he was great.
He is, but that's he is but remember when that was? Got him in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
Right? He was literally changing polos between, like, oh, man, having a fun workout, and I think when you get him in a situation like that, it's a little bit more easy, lighthearted. Right now, he's focused on football. How do you become the winningest coach of all time in the Big Ten? You focus on your job, Matt Rule. You nailed it, dude. This is great until it's not. This works until it doesn't. And the minute it doesn't, people are able to point at it and go, oh, dude, you lost football games because you're doing a podcast. Spending all the time in the freaking media room trying to be famous and get followers and clicks. Land a couple recruits. Again,
win some games.
Schedule's super easy this year, as easy as it can be in the Big Ten. So you get through this schedule with your 10-win season. You land a couple of recruits because of this stuff, and now all of a sudden you've changed the game, and you are the next greatest thing in college football again, because he's been the next thing in football a couple times.
Because if it happens, and it's still an if it happens, you're going to have other ADs from around the country going, hey, did you see this? We expect this out of you now, because your duties go beyond coaching football. You're to promote the university, promote your program, and recruit players. And this is a new way to recruit players.
Yeah.
And I guarantee there are other coaches out there who are making fun of him because they're like, what's he doing?
But Travis, both can exist and be very successful. Because kids are not a monolith either. There will be some kids that will be drawn to the Matt Rule thing and the Deion Sanders thing, and there will be kids that will be drawn to the Kirk Ferentz way. When this rock of character walks into your room and says, "Listen, I don't play those games. I don't do the fancy get, follow, click things. What I do is I win football games and I turn guys into professional football players. So if you want to be social media famous, go wear the N on your helmet. If you want to make it to the NFL, come wear the Tiger Hawk." That message is going to speak to people. And Tim's right. Kids or parents? Well, both. But I mean, you have to. I think I've never been there. I've never been on either side of this. But I think you recruit both. From my very distant view of watching recruiting happening, you're recruiting both. I've seen it. I've seen Grandview coaches walk away from recruits because the parents were too much. So it's kind of both.
Though I would tell you that, and you could talk to a lot of college coaches, or the most successful recruiters are the ones who get to the overall influencer, and that is either mom and dad or grandma, right?
Oh,
and he's like, my friend Bill Bush used to recruit, Polynesians quite a bit. He goes, I became immersed in the culture. I understood everything. But I understood the dynamics of family, how that worked. And he goes, my first goal, I had to make a connection with the player, but I have to make a connection with the main influence, who's really the caretaker. So you got to win over the parents or grandma.
It used to be everybody's got an uncle. That old line. I mean, it's the same thing. There's an influence. That's a good way to put it. You got to get to the influencer. Sometimes it's dad, sometimes it's mom. Maybe it's the kid. Maybe the kid's making his own decision, but it's probably one of those influencers. That's good.
Well, you brought up the everybody's got an uncle. Do you see this Kawhi Leonard story?
Is it so? What I didn't see the latest development. I saw that you put something about Kawhi in the rundown.
Well, his uncle was his negotiator back in 2019, and when they were talking to the Raptors, the uncle approached the Raptors in 2019 about no-show endorsements. And the Raptors are like, no. Approached the Raptors about ownership in the Maple Leafs. They were looking for different ways to get revenue outside of what the salary cap was. So we're thinking, and Steve Ballmer's gone on ESPN and said, I'm being played here. I got swindled. I got hoodwinked. I got brought into a deal. I don't care. Steve Ballmer's got billions of dollars. You make a $50 million investment. How do you get swindled? And you're going to say, well, look at Bernie Madoff. I get that. But come on. You're just telling me it's a coincidence?
Isn't it possible? And I'm just isn't it possible that Steve Ballmer left the details of this to people he trusted? I'm not saying it is. You know what? They aren't going to be honest with us. I'm lying to myself right now. They aren't going to be honest with us. Steve Ballmer's not going to come out and go, yeah, I tried to get around the rules and I got caught. Crap. Where's my penalty? He's going to Lance Armstrong this thing. Who, me?
What a good way to put it. You're going to Lance Armstrong this thing.
It's human nature, dude, right? It's human nature. You're going to look around and go, it wasn't me. Well, we caught you on the sofa. It wasn't me.
That's actually Eddie Murphy from Raw, wasn't it?
Well, that's a Shaggy song, too. Picture this. We were both butt naked, banging on the bathroom floor. Yeah, girl walks in on him having sex with another girl, and he goes, no, it wasn't me.
But yeah,
Steve Ballmer, we caught you giving him money under the table.
I didn't give him the money.
Me?
A now bankrupt landscaping company gave him money.
I was just cutting checks.
I make $50 million investments all the time.
I don't know where to
I just
draw the
thought it was
line.
interesting that the idea of a no-show endorsement came up in 2019.
Does this help Ballmer? Does he get to say now, see, this wasn't our idea?
No, I think it hurts him. I think it hurts him. I think it hurts him. And hear me out. I think it hurts him because the Raptors said no. And when you start shopping your stuff, we have this idea of a no-show endorsement. And you go, what's that? So here's the deal. We're going to do this. Oh, I guess we could do that.
You're right. It hurts him because what it says is they were being open. Kawhi Leonard's people were openly looking for a behind-the-scenes deal. And you guys showed up and said, we'll play that game. Yeah, you're right. It hurts him. You know who won't look bad in any of this?
Kawhi Leonard.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
Because most people go, owner bad, you shouldn't have done that. Kawhi, well, he wanted his money.
I mean, I can't hate a guy for making money. I love it.
University of Illinois got a $100 million donation, Ross. $100 million.
My little $100 million. Yeah.
Larry Gies, Gies, donated $100 million. They're going to change the football stadium name to the Gies Memorial Stadium. Guy's father was in the military. And anytime you mess with a name like Memorial Stadium, people start getting like, hey, you don't forget about the veterans. So it's going to be the Gies Memorial Stadium. I think it's like the David Booth Memorial Stadium in Lawrence, Kansas. Largest gift to the athletic department in Illinois history. And it's not like it's wrapped around a stadium renovation or anything. This is just $100 million to the athletic department. And why? Because you need payroll.
Slush fund.
Is this going to be the norm now? $300 million donations?
I got some fun news for you. It has been the norm for quite a while. There's actually
these are big numbers, though.
Crazy.
You're right in the fact that, but you're usually talking 25, 30 million, which is a lot of money. Now we're getting to 100 million, 300 million.
Do you know how much Phil Knight donated to Oregon one time? $2 billion. $2 billion. So take that 100 million and you need 200 of those to get to 2 billion.
Was that to the athletic department or just to the school in
Just
general?
the university. Just to the university. That was to the Oregon Health and Science University. That's the largest donation to a college ever. So there is this really fun podcast from Malcolm Gladwell and Revisionist History. It's from one of their first seasons, and it's called My Little 100 Million. And it talks about the first guy to donate $100 million to a university. You've never heard of this university. It's an engineering institute in New Jersey. They were trying to raise money, and they went to a really wealthy guy in town one time, and they're like, hey, we need $1 million to do this thing. And the guy was like, cool. What would you do if I gave you $100 million? There's this great philosophy, and then and it's a really good, I don't want to get into all of it because we don't have the time for it. It's an awesome podcast that goes into a whole bunch of different philosophies about, are you better off investing in the top or the bottom? Because this guy tried to lift up a small institution, but what happened after he gave $100 million, a lot of other philanthropists were like, oh, we'll give $100 million. We'll give $100 million. These all went to Stanford and Yale and Harvard, and they went into endowments. And very few people gave to the small institutions and tried to raise them up. All the money went to the people that already had the money. So a $100 million donation to an institution, while that sounds insane to every one of us. They're really common. They're really common. Yeah, it's wild. I tried to pull up here, Travis, to see. Here just in 2025, dude. University of Kansas got a $100 million donation on September 4th of 2025 from John Durstein. University of Kansas got a $300 million donation on August 13th of 2025. Auburn University got $30 million on July 30th from the Ginn family. The David Booth was the $300 million to Kansas. Virginia, June 30th, 2025, $50 million donation from who? Anonymous. Florida Gulf Coast University got a $22 million donation on June 13th of 2025 from the Elaine Nickpon. You can find all this at bestcolleges.com. They keep track of every... See you, bud. Have a great day. Love you.
Every donation.
The University of Iowa just got a $20 million donation. June 10th of 2025, the family of Henry B. Tippy gave $20 million.
No, that's the Tippy Call of business, right?
There you go. Yeah.
So
better every day, Biscuit. $35 million to Auburn again on June 6th of 2025. Dude, this is...
But $100 million to Illinois athletics. Better love yourself some Illini.
I'm telling you, like, people love Stony Brook so much they gave him $500 million back in June of 23.
Stony Brook. Damn. Got big plans today there, buddy?
Well, yeah, I got paperwork I got to do. Lots and lots of paperwork. Hopefully going to go see a house in Peterson, Iowa.
Where's Peterson, Iowa?
It's kind of down by like Winterset, halfway between like the interstate and Winterset type area.
That's going to be a small town. I've heard of most. I've never heard of Peterson.
Yeah. I always like it when people mention a town and you're like, huh. And then I got screwed up the other day because somebody mentioned Lenox.
Oh, yeah.
But, dude, for some reason, I thought Lenox was over by Iowa City.
No,
and I pulled it up on the map. I'm like, oh, no, it's like southwest. It's like outside of Creston, right?
Yeah.
It's a suburb of Creston.
Dude wants to know if you're, or Dusty says you must be scouting fishing spots down there in Peterson.
Dude, I found one the other day. I did. I was driving along, I saw this little dirt road. I'm like, wait a minute, there's water back there. So I did a little U-turn. There's no trespassing signs, nothing. And then I saw a crew working, so I drove around, found the job for him, and I'm like, hey, can I fish this? And he goes, sorta. I'm like, well, I like that answer. He goes, you're not supposed to, but people do.
That's it. All right. Todd Steps is tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Bruno at 7:30. Thanks for tuning in today. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes. No artificial dyes and coconut water. Choose better. Body Armor.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA loans, along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you, taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
It's September in Iowa, and that means the Cy-Hawk game. And while you do have to choose between two teams,
Go Hawks, by the way. You don't have to choose between good service and competitive pricing. For the month of September, we have one of our best service packages for $299.99. This includes oil change, tire rotation, brake fluid exchange, and additives. Get your Nissan tailgate ready with Willis Nissan. Schedule online or visit us online at willisnissan.com.
Bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience Links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.